In June, Shanghai and Guangzhou are already quite sweltering. Yet, despite this heat, thousands of people are still seen queuing outside the US Consulate. Netizens filming the scenes expressed their astonishment, questioning why people would stand in such long lines under such scorching heat. The wait time for a US visa appointment in Beijing has already stretched to October, with thousands of people lining up outside the embassy every day, a truly exaggerated sight. Shanghai and Guangzhou are not to be outdone, as visa appointments are booked out until December. The next available slots will be in 2024. Some netizens likened this to the crowd they saw during China's Lunar New Year travel rush, expressing surprise at the number of people wanting to leave China. This February, the Shanghai Public Security Bureau's Exit Entry Administration saw a historic high in the handling of travel documents for Chinese citizens, totaling 380,000 applications. The flow of international travelers in and out of the country has placed the national airports at the top. Specifically, on February 8th, over 27,000 applications were processed, setting a new single-day record. The woman in the video below works at an agency that assists with study abroad programs, immigration, and overseas employment. According to her, the number of people leaving the country for various destinations has surged this year. If this trend continues, by the end of the year, it is estimated that the number of people leaving the country will reach 90 million. She declared,
2023 is the craziest year for immigration, and I won't accept any rebuttals. Why do I say this? I've been working in this industry for over a decade, having started in the 80s. From 2015 to 2019, most people were going to countries like Japan, Korea, and Singapore for work visas. In 2016, tourism visas to Korea were booming, followed by Australia in 2017 and the UK in 2018. Because of the pandemic in 2019 and 2021, many people couldn't go abroad. In 2022, Australian study visas skyrocketed. Now this year, the number of people leaving for all countries has exploded. By the end of this year, it's estimated that the number of people exiting China will exceed 90 million. Are you not shocked by this figure?
With the release of US high school and university admission results in 2023, the imminent fall semester bringing a large number of students to study in the US, and the upcoming summer vacation peak, the increased demand for international travel is compounded by the pent-up demand over the past 3 years from those traveling for business or visiting relatives. This has led to a surge in visa applications, resulting in crowds outside the US consulates in China that are comparable to the Lunar New Year travel rush. Currently, the US has a total of 6 consulates and 1 embassy in different regions of China. These include the US Embassy in Beijing and the US Consulates General in Guangzhou, Shanghai, Chengdu, Wuhan, Shenyang, and the Consulate General in Hong Kong and Macau. Many people have also shared their experiences of queuing outside US consulates and embassies on social media. Outside the US Consulate in Guangzhou, as early as 7 a.m., a long line of hundreds of people has already formed. Netizens marvel at the sight, finding it hard to believe without seeing it for themselves. Why are there so many people lining up so early in the morning? According to the US Embassy Visa Center's official website, the B1 Business and B2 Tourist Visa interview appointments for the Shanghai Visa Processing Point have already been scheduled until August. For the Guangzhou Visa Processing Point, no slots are available until July 31. Appointments for August and September are temporarily unavailable. To secure a visa slot, some people even have to refresh the website at 2 or 3 in the morning, rushing for quota like buying tickets during the New Year travel season. This could be considered a buying frenzy in the world of visas. The following shows the visa appointment situation at various consulates as of Wednesday, June 7, 2023. Evidence comes in the form of pictures. According to the inquiry results from the 4 US embassies in China, the system currently shows that F1 student visas and J1 academic exchange visas are basically booked until July. B1 business and B2 tourist visa appointments are even scheduled until December. The French visa is another popular one. Among the countries implementing the Schengen visa, the French visa is considered one of the visas with a higher approval rate. Besides the United States, France, Spain, and Italy are also popular countries for visa applications. Looking at the booking situation from February and March, these countries do not have many remaining slots, a travel consultant told the Daily Economic News reporter. Among Southeast Asian countries, the Philippine visa is also in high demand. The quota for February in Shanghai has already been booked up. Now, tourist, work, and student visas for the Philippines all require an in-person interview, and the embassy distributes interview slots irregularly, so the number of slots is rather limited. Since Japan does not accept individual visa applications, visas are handled by agencies appointed by the Japanese embassies in China, with tourist visas handled by designated travel agencies. There is no need for applicants to attend an interview in person, which has made the Japanese visa agency business a lucrative industry. Due to the boom in Japan visa applications, some have claimed that visa agencies have quoted sky-high prices. Recently, a user on the social media platform Xiaohongshu reported that an agency quoted a price of 18,000 yuan, approximately $2,500 USD, to process a multi-entry 3-year Japan visa. According to the Shanghai Public Security Bureau, since the resumption of exit entry document processing a month ago, there has been a high level of enthusiasm among citizens. With a 3-year pent-up demand for document renewal and replacement, coupled with the peak period before and after the Lunar New Year holiday, there has been an explosive increase in the number of exit entry documents processed in Shanghai. From January 9 to February 8, 2023, the Shanghai Public Security Bureau's Exit Entry Administration accepted over 380,000 applications from Chinese citizens, setting a new record. In addition to the popular destinations mentioned above, according to a CCTV Finance report, at the Exit Entry Administration Reception Hall of the Hangzhou Municipal Public Security Bureau, citizens are lining up to process their passports and visas. According to on-site staff, from February 10 to February 20, all appointment slots for processing services have been fully booked. Since January 8, various passport processing windows of the Hangzhou Municipal Public Security Bureau have processed passports for 40,000 people, surpassing the total number for the previous year. In Dalian, long queues have formed in front of visa self-service machines and photo booths for passport applications. Currently, the Dalian Municipal Exit Entry Administration has opened all acceptance windows to meet the demand for document processing to the fullest capacity. Ren Yimei, Deputy Director of the Chinese Citizens Document Acceptance Division of the Dalian Exit Entry Administration, said, "We handle up to over 300 applications daily, and the city's service points receive an average of 1,600 people per day, 20 times higher than last year during the same period." With seas of people in domestic passport interviews, record-breaking numbers are also seen at foreign airports. Last weekend, Los Angeles International Airport had its busiest weekend since the start of 2020. Los Angeles International Airport announced that it set a post-pandemic single-day record on May 25, 2023, with over 224,000 passengers. There were 214,000 passengers on May 26, and 205,000 passengers on May 29, with the total number of passengers from May 25 to 29 reaching nearly 1.2 million. With the surge in airport numbers, vehicle traffic in the central terminal area of Los Angeles surged, exceeding 90,000 vehicles. Although the number of people attending interviews is skyrocketing daily, the visa refusal rate has also increased. The stringent visa review in some countries is truly astonishing, with the rejection rate for tourist visas even reaching as high as 70%. Netizens are also sharing the experiences and lessons learned in handling US visas. One netizen claimed that when she and her son went for their US visa, her son was only asked 3 questions. Have you been to the United States? Which school do you attend? Are your parents funding your studies abroad? And he was approved. The mother, however, was rejected many times, which left her speechless. Recently, there have been a significant number of US visa rejections. The reasons for rejection may include unclear intent from the applicant, insufficient financial proof, inadequate employment proof, issues with entry-exit records, unreasonable itinerary, lack of travel insurance, etc. Consequently, more Chinese people who fail to secure a US visa are choosing to take the riskier path of illegal migration, colloquially referred to as taking the line. This term is essentially a euphemism for smuggling, involving a land journey across Latin American countries to the United States. Because smuggling has a negative connotation, most Chinese people planning to smuggle into the US refer to this phenomenon as taking the line. Recently, the number of Chinese citizens smuggling into the US from Mexico has sharply increased, mainly due to difficulties in obtaining US visas and the economic impact of China's COVID-19 lockdown measures. Some Chinese individuals reaching the US-Mexico border have turned to the internet to learn how to deal with immigration officials, immigration experts, lawyers, and US authorities. However, this path seems to have become more challenging. According to shared information from Netizens, obtaining a visa for Mexico is also quite difficult now. We have previously reported in our video about a business person who attended a lighting exhibition held in Mexico this year, which many Chinese companies applied to participate in. However, some companies have already paid the exhibition fee but couldn't get their personnel visas to Mexico, making it impossible for them to attend. Data from the US Customs and Border Protection show that over 6,500 Chinese citizens were arrested at the US-Mexico border in the 6 months since October 2022. The highest on record and a more than 15-fold increase compared to the same period a year ago. Statistics from the US Border Patrol reveal that, although Chinese individuals only make up a small fraction of the hundreds of thousands of immigrants arriving at the southwest border, they are the fastest growing group over the past 6 months. The US Department of Homeland Security states that social media and other online platforms have increased the opportunities for human smugglers to contact potential illegal immigrants, creating a ripe environment for remotely controlling the process. Homeland Security has attempted to combat this practice through social media activities. Data from the US Department of State show that the refusal rate for US tourist visas for Chinese citizens reached 80% in the 2021 fiscal year and exceeded 30% in the 2022 fiscal year, the highest recorded refusal rates. Although the issuance of US visas globally has largely returned to pre-pandemic levels, the number of visas issued to Chinese tourists last year was still 90% lower than before the pandemic. According to US immigration policy, visa holders and transients who fear persecution in the home country can apply for asylum upon arrival in the US. According to data from the US Department of Justice, the success rate for asylum seekers from China in US immigration courts is 58%. In this wave of exodus from China, high net worth individuals are not in short supply. According to Voice of America, a recent report on private wealth migration released by Henley and Partners, a British consulting firm, forecasts that a record-breaking 120,000 wealthy individuals will immigrate globally this year, surpassing the numbers from 2019. Among them, it is anticipated that 13,500 millionaires will leave China, the highest figure globally. Henley and Partners defines a high net worth individual as someone possessing over $1 million in investable assets. The report cites a global wealth researcher stating that the growth of general wealth in China has been slowing down in recent years. This suggests that the recent outflow of wealth could be more disruptive than ever before. Additionally, a report by Nikkei News states that although China is estimated to have 823,800 millionaires, this trend of outward migration could cause tens of millions of dollars in wealth to vanish from China, further exacerbating the slowdown in economic growth. The report indicates that since Xi Jinping secured his third term as leader of the Chinese Communist Party, there has been a recent crackdown on private enterprises, including a series of investigations into some consulting firms. Meanwhile, the government has tightened its control over the tech and financial industries. In February of this year, panic ensued following the mysterious disappearance of renowned Chinese investor Bao Fan, founder of China Renaissance Holding. Only after a considerable amount of time did the company reveal that Bao Fan was assisting with investigations by Chinese authorities, and the company would cooperate as required. A director of Henley and Partners in Hong Kong stated Chinese wealthy individuals are seeking ways to gain visa-free access to key regions to enhance their mobility or to ensure better access to healthcare or greater political stability.